Then we discuss about SQL triggers. Okay. Why triggers are essential in a database management system? Because they enable SQL statements to be run, SQL statements to be run when specific events occur, such as insert, update, delete. Okay. So what is SQL trigger? So what is SQL trigger? A trigger is a stored procedure in a database that automatically runs or invokes whenever a special event in the database occurs. So this is called a trigger. Okay. For example, a trigger can be invoked when a row inserted into a specified table or when specific table columns are updated. In simple words, trigger is a collection of SQL statements, with particular names that are stored in a system memory. Stored in system, stored in system memory. Okay. So this is a simple statement. Okay, it belongs to a specified class called stored procedure. Specified class as stored procedure. Okay. Now we will see what is syntax to create a trigger. So syntax is create trigger, trigger name, before or after, insert or update or delete. Okay, on table name. Okay. For each row, begin. So this is the syntax for creating a trigger. Okay. So before or after. So before or after specifies when the trigger is fired, like before or after the event. Okay. Insert, update, delete specifies the operation that will activate the trigger. For each row indicates that the trigger is row level, meaning it executes once for each affected rows. Okay. So this is the syntax. Now, why we should use triggers? Why triggers are used? Why should we use triggers? Okay. So using SQL triggers brings several benefits into the table. First is automation. Okay. First is automation. Like triggers handles repetitive task, saving our time and effort. That is one. Then consistency and data integrity. Automatically enforcing rules ensures that our data remains clean and accurate. Okay. Or we want to do for audit rules. Okay. Tracks changes automatically, making it easier to monitor and record data updates. Now we will see types of SQL triggers. Okay, what are the different types of SQL triggers? First one is DDL triggers. Okay, DDL triggers. So DDL is nothing but data definition language. It is a command events such as create table, alter table, create view, draw. So these are all DDL commands. It causes the DDL triggers to be activated. Okay. They allow us to track changes in the structure of the database. Is used for tracking the changes structure of the database. So in that case, you go for DDL triggers. Okay. So let's see an example, or we'll say syntax for this. So syntax will be create trigger, okay, trigger name on database for create table or alter table or drop table as begin end. So this is a syntax for DDL trigger. Okay. Next is DML triggers. So what is DML trigger? DML is delete data manipulation language. Okay. DML triggers fire when we manipulate data with commands like insert, update. These triggers are perfect scenarios where when we need to validate data before it is inserted, log changes to table, or cascade updates across related tables. Example, prevent unauthorized updates. Okay. So when you want to do this, let's say you want to prevent users from updating data in a sensitive students table. So we can set up a trigger to handle that. So how to create a trigger for here? Create trigger. Okay, let's say prevent update. The trigger name on students table. Okay, for update as begin end. So here we'll say we'll print something. You cannot insert it. Okay. We cannot insert, update, delete this table. Okay. We can do rollback. So this is how you can prevent insert or update, delete into a student's table. Okay. Next, third, we have logon triggers. So these triggers are fired in response to logon events. Okay. This DML triggers is for insert, update events. DDL triggers for create, alter, drop events. Okay. So logon is for logon events. So logon triggers are useful for monitoring user sessions or restricting user access to the database. Okay. Let's say you want to track logons, user logins. Okay. User login. So in that case, you can create a trigger, create trigger name. Trigger name we can say track logon. On logon, this is the event logon as begin. Okay. Here you can print a new user login. Okay. A new user login. Okay. So this one we can do this one. Okay. Logon triggers. These are some of the types of SQL triggers. Okay. In the next class, we will see the real world cases of SQL triggers. Okay. Thank you. Please subscribe my channel, share the channel, and like my videos. Thank you.